Greetings, it's Intuitive Jakob, and I'm back to do a What Do They Think About You spread. We're going to break these down by tribe, so there'll be 12 of these. Feel free to check your sun, moon, rising, or whatever planetary designations you're into tracking. We're going to be pulling 5 cards using the John Holland Psychic Tarot Oracle deck, and it will be to answer these questions. 1, what your interested party is actually into. So it's like things they might be interested in. 2 is what they think of you physically. 3 is what they think about your personality. 4 is how they would feel about being on a date with you or in a close proximity where you're alone. And the 5th card is advice for what you can do to build on the attraction between the two of you. I hope you enjoy these. I'd love to hear what you think about this new style reading. And if you would want to also say thank you to those of you who support my channel. I really appreciate those of you who subscribe, thumbs up, and I absolutely love your comments. So drop me a comment below, let me know what you think, and hit me up at artoflove.me if you would like for me to do a private reading with just your personal information in it. Okay, we'll catch you on the inside of your reading. Hey, what's up, Libra? How you doing? It's good to have you here. Just getting ready to do your reading and getting a little shuffle going on. So I also wanted to just mention I'm recording this at the time of the new moon. Super black new moon in Leo, and the new moon is conjunct Venus right now, and so there's like a big emphasis on relationships, love lives going on for this lunar cycle, maybe through at least the full moon ahead, but most likely till next new moon. And so people are feeling like they can kind of break out and be a little more creative about things because Venus is square Uranus, and Uranus is also square the new moon, and so it's like a rush of energy that are making people kind of like want to do the do-over, change things up, sometimes feeling a little bit of tension and excitement and possibility to do things outside of the norm. And Mercury did just go retrograde, or excuse me, direct today, so it's like communications opening up everywhere. So I'm gonna three, 4, and 5. All right, Libra. So we finished shuffling and doing these cards here. I'm gonna see what's facing us. Ooh, wow. Look at that. Harmony facing us right there. That is the Lover's card in this deck. That is definitely like soulmate union right there. Some of y'all have been meeting your twin or calling for that mutual divine counterpart, and that's what's showing up here facing us. So lovely way to start this reading for those of you that are interested in love. So let's see what's going on with the first card. This card here is actually going to tell us what your romantic interest is actually attracted to. So this is not really specifically about you, but what they like in general. So 6, another 6 energy. This one says moving on. It's kind of like the 6 of Swords in this deck. All right, the second card is going to tell us how this person views you physically. Got 1, prosperity begins. Awesome. That's one of the aces in this deck. This is like the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Let's see how they look at your personality. All right. Well, we've got a progression here because we've got the 2 showing up. This one says movement, choices, and decisions. And that's like the 2 of Pentacles. This 4th card here is going to tell us what they would feel like being on a date with you or alone with you. And we got the 5 obstacles and challenges card showing up. I think that Virgo just had this card show up, but it was in this position too. It was in how they view your personality position. You might be dealing with a Virgo. Maybe a Virgo in your chart, maybe not, but you might just cross-reference that reading if this is making sense for you and see if there's some other messages for you there. But this is kind of like the 5 of Wands energy showing up on how they would feel being on a date with you. The last card here is advice on what you could do to be most attractive to them. And that's 2, the waiting game. And that is kind of like the 2 of Wands energy. So let's just go ahead and take these apart a little bit here, because the whole theme that I'm seeing here, Libra, is about balances and decisions. This is literally, this card, this is sometimes a Gemini card for me because of the 6th month and the lovers, although it says harmony here. And for some of y'all, this is matrimony. This is things coming together. These are how we're getting started and figuring out how we're planning on things like the big move together, wedding rings, moving in, mutual savings accounts, and sometimes the time it takes for things to be put together. But for some of you, if that isn't the case, if you're not already that progressed in your relationship, this is speaking heavily to decisions that we have to make to move on. And so this first card showing up for your love interest as what they're interested in and attracted to is showing somebody leaving things behind in the dark for what's greater ahead. And so I'm hearing they might feel like you're the person that they could really take big steps forward with, because sometimes this energy is one that is accompanied by having support with you. And in this case, it's like it's a good match to this other 6 that's showing up overhead, and a feeling of being willing to move where the light and where the love is in someone's life. And so very good information there also to know that they might be inclined to be more of a communicator and to be a little bit more cerebral, because that is like the air style element energy. And so again, I'm hearing Gemini a lot for you, but it could be Libra, Aquarius somewhere in their chart too, that motivates them to feel attracted to that kind of energy and being in communication. What we're seeing about how they view you physically is absolutely wonderful. These 2 hands are coming together over this tree that's being planted, and there's prosperity everywhere. This is like the Ace of Pentacles in this deck here. And so this is somebody that wants to connect. This is somebody that feels good connecting. This is somebody that wants a hand. You know, they want to touch the hand. They want to hold your hand. And I'm hearing that it's like the way they see you is somebody that they would like to have their hands on. And so very good signs for attraction here. If this is something that you're questioning whether or not they're attracted, they absolutely are, and they feel like this is something that is growing roots and that you could step forward with, because personality wise they're seeing you in the next progression of this too. So movement, choices, and decisions, it's as if they've already developed a certain value in their mind of what your value is, that you're somebody that they could take these decisions and be at one with. We see rings here, we see money here, we see plants growing and like the sky, you know, so it's like the wishes and the dreams, and it's about making decisions with somebody, especially after moving on. So I'm feeling like they see you as somebody that's very capable and that makes very good decisions and that is worth, you know, taking the step 1 to 2 here, perhaps in a loving way, because that is a matrimony card right there. This 4th card here about how they feel being on a date. This is kind of fun. Sometimes this is a chemistry card for me. You know, 5 wands is what this is similar to. And if you've ever seen the 5 of wands, it's kind of like peacocking energy. And sometimes when people are trying to show their stuff, you know, and maybe being a little bit cocky, but this is obstacles and challenges. And I'm hearing for somebody, it's like, if there's good vibes here, sometimes the challenge is like, how do I keep myself, you know, behaved and not just put my hands out if you haven't asked for my hands there. is what I'm hearing. And, you know, we see somebody that's maybe, you know, I'm hearing for some of you all, the date, maybe it's something that you idealize in a certain way with this person, especially if there's a lot of attraction. And so it's kind of like, wow, getting psyched out for going on a date with somebody like that is sort of a big deal. And also hearing for some of you too, it's possible, especially if this is somebody newer, that you might not know that they're actually stepping out of another relationship. They might actually be going through that right now, if that's not you yourself, coming out of another relationship. So different things that could be going on around that. And this last card here, the one with the advice, this says the waiting game. And I'm hearing for some of you all, this is advice for those of you that might be leaving one relationship for another, or witnessing that with this other party. If this is somebody that you've just started seeing or that you're developing a relationship with, they're talking about them being worth the wait, and that one of the things that you could do to show your attractiveness is that, you know, in those decisions, that you could let them know that you are also actively in pursuit of this relationship, because this is about making decisions, and there are 2 twos here. And so it's kind of leaning towards being in the headspace to even be able to move on, or to wait for something that's literally leaving that old chapter behind for what's new ahead. So hopefully that's helpful to those of you that it resonates for. Libra, I would love to hear if it's something that resonated for you. I love your comments. Hit me with a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you liked it. And if you'd like a reading with just your personal energy on it, hit me up at artoflove.me. I would love to take a look just for you. And if I don't hear from you, you take care. And we'll catch you again. We're back for another one. Bye for now.
Promise that you'll catch me.